off of what Kelly was saying, I'm also here on behalf of our baseball parents. And I personally, my husband and I have 2 kids in the baseball program. One had just graduated last year. We have another, our youngest is on the JV team. And I put in here, I could fill up an hour to talk about the disaster our program has been. A lot of the positives that she said that we are looking for, I feel is based off of what we didn't get in the past couple of years. One of the main reasons why, personally, my husband and I haven't been to one of these meetings in the past is we did not want our kids to be singled out from the coaches, which I guarantee you that probably would have happened. But now that the current coach is resigning, there's an opportunity for a new coach. We more or less felt more comfortable voicing our opinions to you guys at this point. The first thing I wanted to talk to you about is the structure of our baseball program, and I'm not sure if anyone's aware of how the teams are made. So basically, 8th graders are permitted to be on to the freshman team. So if you have a group of 8th graders now on the 9th grade team, now you create an overflow of each team moving forward. So that the JV has too many kids, the varsity team has too many kids, and all of that results in a lot of sitting on the bench. So you have athletes who are coming into the program who were far better athletes at the beginning of the season, and by the end of the season, by sitting and not even having their at-bats, they're regressing. Also, whenever you have kids sitting, and in the past, the coaches basically would play a kid, and if that athlete has a bad game, which it's baseball, you can have 2 bad games in a row. The next game, you could be hitting home runs. That's patience of the coach to allow those athletes to grow. Instead, in the past, recent past, and in the past years, our coaches would immediately replace that kid, pull up a 10th grader, replace a senior, and it created chaos within the teams. It promoted competition with the teammates. Instead of building morale and gelling teams together, it did the opposite. And then last year, my son was a senior. No, this didn't apply to us. My son was a captain. Great year, but I'm looking out for the parents and the kids, that are coming up. They're going to experience the same problems. He had 13 seniors on his team. I want to say maybe 4 or 5 actually played, and the rest of the seniors sat their senior year. We brought up other kids who were 9th and 10th graders who were at the same level as these seniors. So to me, if you have a senior who's the same level as a 10th grader, you let that senior play. So a lot of these kids, their senior year has been given up, and it's been, so I'm proposing, if you're going to keep the same criteria where 8th graders are allowed to play, have 2 JV teams. Have an A team and a B team. Orเป็น that allows, if you're going to have all these players on a team, instead of having 20 players, either make cuts, or something needs to change. Number 2, and along with these parents, we just don't feel like baseball's a priority at Canon-McMillan. We saw in the notes that football's getting $260,000 for a scoreboard. We don't even have a scoreboard. We'll take the one if you guys don't want to have it for the football field, use it our baseball field. We don't even have a field for our seniors or for our varsity team to practice on. So they're inside of the aux gym getting pitched to by a pitching machine. They're not getting live pitches. They don't have a field to go to, which is kind of crazy to me. So McDowell Field, last what was it, spring, the bleachers, they needed to be power washed. There was mold covering the bleachers. There were weeds up to here coming through the bleachers. So other teams are coming to us, and we're sitting, it was embarrassing. And like I said, there's no priority. Our JV uniforms, my husband's almost 40, I swear he wore them when he played for Canon-McMillan. They're polyester, they're awful, and they're embarrassing. Our varsity team, not so bad. But can't we fundraise? Can't we pay out of pocket if that's an option? It's just a bad look for Canon-McMillan when we are outdated. And I just have in here, we pay taxes just like wrestling and football parents do, but yet our kids get the bottom of the barrel for everything. Lastly, baseball practices. Again, I'm sure nobody's aware of this, but our kids have to be at the aux gym 5 days a week. We drop them off, those who can't drive yet, and they practice for an hour, maybe an hour, 15 minutes. It's the same drills. It's the same, they don't fix bad technique. It's just, the same thing over and over. It's a pain for us, it's gas, it's time, and it just doesn't make sense. I just propose somebody with logic and common sense look at the big picture of the aux gym and realize, okay, here are the sports that need to be implemented into the schedule. Give us 3 days a week for 2 hours. Make it more beneficial, and so then that way we're not wasting everyone's time. And especially when you have a $6,000 payroll for a baseball coach, which is to me a slap in the face. I'm not going to take out 5 days of my time to go coach every single day for an hour and a half to get paid $6,000. So that might be another thing. You don't understand how we're going to find anybody quality, which Kelly was referring to, for $6,000, who has a normal job, who isn't retired. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you for your comments.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Good job. All right, moving on to reports and presentations. Tim?